All right, let's jump right into this explainer by setting a truly chilling scene pulled straight from the eerie folklore of Ohio. Imagine, if you will, a dark, completely desolate road in the American Midwest. The air is thick, the night is dead quiet, and the shadows just seem to stretch a little too far. We're looking at the legend of a creature that has absolutely terrified, completely baffled, and eventually charmed an entire community for nearly 7 decades. Yep, we're talking about the Loveland Frogman. It's a story that kicks off with genuine, spine-tingling terror in the absolute dead of night. Then it evolves into a perplexing mystery investigated by actual law enforcement, and ultimately it transforms into this fascinating case study of how we, as a society, construct our own modern mythology. So settle in, turn down the lights, because we're going to look at every single angle of this eerie tale, completely breaking down the facts, dismantling the fiction, and exploring that undeniably bizarre middle ground.
Now, to really understand the fear surrounding this whole thing, you have to understand the environment. Picture yourself in the incredibly eerie atmosphere of Loveland, Ohio. It's a city situated just about 25 miles north of Cincinnati. The road into Loveland runs perilously close to the Little Miami River, and on certain nights, especially in those freezing cold early hours of the morning, this thick, heavy fog just rolls off the water. I'm talking about the kind of dense, blinding mist that completely blurs the line between the solid pavement of the road and the muddy, totally unpredictable banks of the river. Honestly, it's an environment practically custom-built for ghost stories. It is within this specific, deeply atmospheric pocket of southwestern Ohio that a mysterious cryptid, a creature entirely unrecognized by science, has supposedly haunted the foggy riverbanks for generations. But you have to ask yourself, what exactly is hiding in those icy waters? Well, the nightmare officially begins in the spring of 1955. The exact date, May 25th at roughly 3:30 in the morning. A local businessman named Robert Honeycutt was just driving home from work. He was navigating that exact foggy, isolated stretch of road near the Little Miami River that we just talked about. The visibility was just incredibly poor. You know, the kind of night where your headlights just bounce right back at you off the mist. As he slowly approached a bridge, his headlights swept across the side of the road and caught something entirely unnatural crouching near the edge. He absolutely slammed on his brakes. Whatever these things were, they definitely were not children, and they certainly were not stray dogs. Honeycutt just sat in his car, totally paralyzed, watching what he later described to police as a scene ripped straight out of a horror movie, happening right there on the blurred boundary between the road and the river. What makes Honeycutt's account so utterly chilling is the terrifying level of specific detail he provided about the creatures spotted under the bridge. He didn't just see one thing. He saw 3 bipedal figures. He said they stood about 3 to 4 feet tall, they were completely hairless, gray-skinned, and had this gross, leathery, wet texture. They had these lopsided chests, with one arm noticeably longer than the other, and deep grooves running right across the tops of their heads. Their faces were wide, completely lipless, and unmistakably frog-like. And as if the visual wasn't horrifying enough, there was an intense, spine-tingling smell hanging heavy in the air. He described it as a bizarre, sickeningly sweet scent of fresh-cut alfalfa laced with almonds. And then, the craziest detail of all, one of the creatures raised this cylindrical device, like a wand, above its head, which suddenly started emitting a blinding spray of blue-white sparks. At that point, Honeycutt, absolutely terrified, floored the gas pedal and fled straight to the local police station.
And really, the imagery here brilliantly illustrates the totally absurd yet genuinely terrifying nature of that original 1955 sighting. I mean, just think about the bizarre juxtaposition of a humanoid amphibian wielding what looks like some kind of technological device. When the police eventually returned to the bridge with Honeycutt, the creatures were completely gone. But chillingly, that eerie smell of alfalfa and almonds still lingered out there in the dark. The story was just so incredibly strange, so utterly unbelievable that it quickly leaked to a local UFO newsletter called the CSRFO Orbit. Because of that spark-emitting wand, early investigators didn't even think this was an undiscovered earthly animal. They genuinely suspected it was a full-on extraterrestrial encounter. And man, from that exact moment on, the legend was officially born.
So looking at the eras of the Frogman myth, it kicks off with a witching hour origin in 1955, goes completely dormant until the police encounters of 1972, and then, inexplicably, returns for a Pokemon Go revival in 2016. All right, let's keep moving and see how this all connects. The police encounters unmasking the monster.
let's dive right into how this legend got turned completely upside down. So, up until 1972, you could easily just wave off the Frogman as the late-night hallucination of a very tired businessman. But everything changes when police officers on active duty start filing official reports. The date is March 3rd, 1972. It's 1 a.m. and the conditions out there are absolutely brutal. Freezing cold and the roads are slick with black ice. Loveland police officer Ray Shockey is driving slowly along Riverside Drive, right near the local Toad's boot factory. As his headlights cut through the pitch black, he spots something hunched near the guardrail. At first glance, he thinks, it's just a dead dog. But as he creeps closer, the creature suddenly lurches up from a crouch. It stands entirely erect on two legs. It's about 3 to 4 feet tall, weighing maybe 60 pounds, with this heavily wrinkled, leathery skin slicked from the freezing moisture. This bipedal frog literally stares Shockey down with enormous eyes for just a terrifying second before vaulting over the guardrail and disappearing down the steep embankment into the icy river. Shockey was so incredibly shaken up that he filed an official police report, and other officers even went out and allegedly found scrape marks on the metal rail where the creature had desperately scrambled over.
But here comes the real twist, the absolute Scooby-Doo unmasking moment that completely guts the entire legend. Just 2 weeks after Shockey's terrifying encounter, another officer, Mark Matthews, spots what he thinks is the exact same creature lying on the icy pavement. When the thing lurches up, Matthews actually draws his service revolver and fires, shooting the creature as it tries to escape over the guardrail. Now, for decades, this shooting was held up as undeniable proof of the monster. But years later, Officer Matthews himself contacted a local news station to thoroughly dismantle the myth. He confessed, totally straightforwardly, that the creature he shot was not some magical bipedal frogman. He told them he shot it, retrieved the body, put it in the trunk of his squad car, and drove over to show it to Officer Shockey. According to Matthews, an author who had been writing about urban legends deliberately omitted the end of his story just to keep the creepy mystery alive. Matthews declared unequivocally to the public, "It's a big hoax. There's a logical explanation for everything."
The contrast here between the terrifying myth and the rather sad, mundane reality is honestly almost comical. Think about it. When Officer Matthews popped his trunk to show Shockey the dead monster, it wasn't some alien amphibian. It was just a 3.5-foot-long iguana that happened to be missing its tail. Matthews realized it was highly likely just someone's escaped exotic pet. The poor thing had managed to survive the brutal Ohio winter by huddling near the warm outlet pipes of the nearby Toad's boot factory. When it tried to scurry away on the icy road, its awkward, freezing movements, combined with the blinding glare of the police headlights, created this perfect illusion of a crouching, bipedal monster. So the horrifying demon of the Little Miami River was, in reality, just a freezing, thoroughly miserable pet reptile that had gotten horribly lost. The terrifying cryptid had been totally, scientifically dismantled. Myth busted, right?
Well, not exactly. As we all know, a really good monster story will almost always outlive the cold, hard facts that destroy it. Fast forward to August 2016. A teenager named Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend are out late at night near Lake Isabella, staring down at their phones playing the viral mobile game Pokemon Go. Suddenly, they claim to see a massive frog literally stand up on its hind legs in the real world. They snap photos and record this dark, incredibly grainy video that immediately goes viral online, reigniting the entire community panic all over again. But, as you might guess, this modern sighting was quickly dismantled too. Skeptics pointed out that the glowing eyes and the super stiff posture of the creature in the video looked suspiciously artificial. It was widely concluded that the teenagers had simply photographed a solar-powered lawn ornament, literally a garden statue adorned with light bulbs. In fact, this viral internet hoax annoyed the now-retired Officer Mark Matthews so much that he actually called the local news all the way from his home in Florida to reiterate, yet again, that the whole thing was an iguana and a total hoax.
And to further highlight just how thoroughly this legend has been debunked, we really have to look at how actual scientists and researchers respond to it. Biologically speaking, a bipedal frog of that size is an absolute impossibility. I mean, their skeletal structures simply do not allow for walking upright like a human. This scientific impossibility is so widely known that scientists actually use heavy satire to explain away the absurdity of the sightings. In a book called The Cryptozoologicon, researcher Darren Naish jokingly proposed the squamazoic theory. It's this hilarious pseudoscientific idea joking that the frogman isn't a frog at all, but rather a highly intelligent, time-traveling lizard visiting from a parallel universe where reptiles became the dominant intelligent species. It's just a brilliant piece of satire that essentially tells us, look, to believe in a wand-wielding bipedal frog, you might as well believe in time-traveling parallel dimension lizards.
From menace to mascot, the cultural aftermath. Let's explore what happens when a community stops being scared and starts having fun.
We have a monster that has been completely, demonstrably debunked. The police officers admitted it was an iguana. The modern photos were literal garden gnomes. Science laughs at the anatomy. And yet, the creature didn't disappear. It's actually amazing to see the wonderful ways the city of Loveland has chosen to monetize and fully embrace this myth, turning a history of community fear into massive economic fun. They didn't bury the embarrassment of the hoax, no, they leaned into it hard. In 2014, a bluegrass musical titled Hot Damn, It's the Loveland Frog premiered to totally sold-out crowds. The city now hosts a massive Return of the Frogman festival every leap year. There's a grueling 5-mile kayak, 8-mile bike, and 5K run known as the Loveland Frogman Triathlon. You can stroll downtown and grab Frogman lattes at the local coffee shop or locally brewed Frogman IPAs. And finally, in 2023, the city made it official, adopting the Frogman as their official municipal mascot. The terrifying midnight monster is now just a cheerful hometown hero.
But the cultural embrace doesn't even stop at the city limits. It has literally reached the halls of the state government. Recently, House Bill 821 was officially introduced in the Ohio House of Representatives. This piece of legislation was co-sponsored by Representative Gene Schmidt and Representative Tristan Rader. What's really notable here is that it's a bipartisan effort, bringing politicians from completely across the aisle together over a mythical amphibian. The bill proposes officially designating the Loveland Frogman as Ohio's state cryptid. It is such a fascinating testament to how deeply folklore is woven right into the fabric of civic pride.
And this quote brilliantly illustrates exactly why lawmakers are actively taking time to honor a fake monster. As Representative Tristan Rader explained, this bill is about showcasing our communities. The Loveland Frog is uniquely Ohio. It reflects the stories we tell, the places we're proud of, and the creativity that makes our state worth celebrating. Lawmakers clearly view the cryptid as this harmless, overwhelmingly positive tool for driving local tourism and building a shared identity. Unlike some other famous urban legends, like the Mothman, which is heavily tied to a real, tragic bridge collapse where people lost their lives, the Frogman has absolutely zero negative connotations. Nobody ever got hurt. It's just a weird, funny, uniquely local story that brings people together and helps small businesses thrive.
So, that brings us to the ultimate question, and the real takeaway of this whole explainer. We know exactly what the Loveland Frogman was. An unfortunate, freezing pet iguana caught out on an icy road, and decades later, a glowing garden ornament. Yet people still enthusiastically paint murals of him. They write hit bluegrass songs about him, and they throw massive festivals for him. So, why do we consistently prefer a magical monster over a mundane truth? Well, perhaps it's because, deep down, we all share this deeply human need for a little bit of magic. We want to believe that the world isn't fully explored yet. We want to believe that the dark, foggy waters of a local river might still hide impossible secrets. The Loveland Frogman survives simply because we love a good campfire story far, far more than we love a dry zoology textbook. And honestly, it kind of leaves you wondering, what mundane truth is hiding behind the terrifying local legends in your own hometown?